you should have never played with me, because then I gotta take it to the third degree. Like,
are we talking about like literally, or are we talking figuratively?
Sentenced to 7 years for smoking on your ass. Who turned up?
extra childish, making families mad. And oh well, because they ain't gonna do about it.
An East Bay rapper over the weekend, and her friends say she was shot while attending an event at a beauty shop in Oakland.
Well, the victim is known as Tanda God, a rapper with more than 20,000 followers on Instagram and a bright future ahead of her, according to the people who knew her.
Tan posted on Instagram just before the shooting.
Here, I got Granny in the cut. No way with it.
Police are still trying to find the shooter.
Have you ever heard a story so wild you couldn't believe it was true? This is the story of a young woman who laughed at her boyfriend's grave, only to find the streets had a brutal way of making her pay.
You should have never played with me, because then I gotta take it to the third degree.
It all started when Tanda God, a rising star on social media, was accused of K-ing her boyfriend. Now, whether that's true or not, we don't know. What we do know is that she wasn't smart enough to know when not to gloat. Apparently the streets never forget. So did she really do it? And if she did, why did she do it?
Extra childish, making families mad. And oh well, because they ain't gonna do about it.
For some people, it's because her boyfriend was abusive. So was she a victim who snapped, or was there more to the story? Apparently, Tanda God's boyfriend was known to be controlling and aggressive. Friends and fans claim she was in a dangerous relationship. They say she K'd him in self-defense, but others think she took things too far.
Smoking on that Axwood pack.
Oh yeah, you know it. Matter of fact, I got to smoke on this dead as we speak. Hold up.
After his death, Tanda God posted videos online where she laughed at his grave. She even bragged about how she smoked him. Some fans were wondering, could someone be so heartless? Did she really feel no remorse?
Extra childish, making families mad. And oh well, because they ain't gonna do about it.
The videos shocked everyone. News channels covered the story, and it quickly went viral. People couldn't believe how openly she disrespected her dead boyfriend. In one video, she was seen dancing and smiling at the graveyard. Some fans defended her, saying she was finally free from an abusive man. But most people felt she crossed a line that could never be uncrossed. Why would she do that? Was it a cry for help, or was she just trying to get attention?
The thing, like
While we don't know the answers to some of that, we do know that Tanda God's actions made her a target. People on the streets started to see her as a villain. They couldn't forgive her for the way she mocked her boyfriend's death.
She was performing there, and this guy with the hoodie just walks in through that gate and just started shooting.
For a while, many folks were saying the streets have their own rules, and that she broke one of the biggest ones, showing disrespect to the dead. How could she laugh and dance at the grave of someone she once loved? Did she really believe she was untouchable? As the story unfolded, it became clear that Tanda God was in serious danger. The streets wanted revenge. People started to talk about how she had a target on her back. Was she scared? Did she realize what she had done? Some sources say she went into hiding. Others say she continued to post online, daring anyone to come after her. What was the truth?
He was targeting her only, because I saw it. Like, he wasn't like shooting at like everybody. He was just shooting at her.
Anyway, in this video, we're going to dive deep into Tanda God's story and explore the duality of opinions. Was she a victim or a villain? How did the streets make her pay? Let's delve deeper and uncover the shocking details and unanswered questions in Tanda God's M story.
I think the rapper was like screaming, I'm hit, and she was just laying on the ground until the medics came.
Tanda God, the 27-year-old rising rapper, whose real name was Aliauna Green, grew up in Oakland, California, and developed a passion for music at a young age. Known for her tomboy style, she chose a more masculine rap persona, focusing on confidence and ambition rather than sexuality. Her music reflected her drive to succeed in the male-dominated rap industry. She explained that she chose the stage name Tanda God to project confidence in herself and her work. In her 2023 interview on the Kid L podcast, Tanda God recounted her explosive entry into the music scene in 2020 through a series of online freestyles. Determined to carve out a place for herself despite lacking connections, the 27-year-old rapper consistently released music captivating fans with her vibrant personality, high energy, and clever her lyrics. Her breakout moment in 2023 came with the Controlla freestyle, which garnered over 110,000 streams on YouTube. She followed this success with hits like Mac and Needs, and most recently, X Woodpack, highlighting her dynamic flow and infectious lyricism. During her 2023 interview with Kid L, Tanda God talked about her career and her journey. She said, 3 years ago I started working in music studios. At the beginning of my career I was really confident. You could hear me talk like I was the best rapper in the world. I thought no one could compete with me. I had the attitude and the confidence. But looking back now, I realize my delivery wasn't great. My lyrics were good, but the way I delivered them wasn't.
When I look back at my cadence and my delivery, I always had the bars, but I look back at that delivery like, boy, that's trash.
She continued, in those early days, you could hear how nervous I was in the studio. My voice would shake, and I struggled to work with other people. Even though I had a lot of energy, I didn't have control. One time, someone told me my energy was amazing, but I needed to work on my delivery. I was offended. I thought, what do you mean? I have great raps? When people only compliment one thing and not the other, it feels like they are not giving you full credit. It felt like they were trying to put me down in a sneaky way.
You can hear it, and you can hear me being nervous in the studio, like I couldn't work with other people, like you can hear it in my voice, like the shakiness. I can hear it.
Many folks in Detroit kept on saying that she is a weird rapper. During her 2023 interview with Kid L, Tanda God disclosed details about her alleged involvement in a self-defense case concerning an abusive ex-partner. When asked by the interviewer what the hell happened, like, what is that? Like, why? I'm pretty sure that means if I break it down that you smoked your ex, which means that he doesn't exist right now? She responded by saying, as long as B got legs, I stand on everything I said. I be smoking on my ex, that relationship is dead. I don't never feel the shade, but I see B got a shed.
Long as got legs, I stand on everything I said. I be smoking on my ex, that relationship is dead. I don't never feel the shade, but I see got a shed.
She continued by saying, I ain't worried about my ex. I'll put that P on his head. That's the thing, like dead AN. Like you're dead. Like dead, that S dead is F dead.
I ain't worried about my ex. I'll put that on his head. That's the thing. that's the thing, like dead, you're dead. Like dead, that is dead.
When the interviewer asked her, are we talking about like literally? Are we talking figuratively? I mean, Tan even admitted that her friend Laura told her not to talk about it, like she shouldn't talk about things like that, but responded by saying, F them, we rich. Okay, and what y'all gonna do, man?
Laura did tell me not to talk about it.
Okay, you shouldn't talk about things like that on a
podcast. But them. We rich.
In trying to find out if it was like an abusive relationship or something, the podcaster continued his questions by asking if she got to the point where she had no other choice other than to K him. Tan said she had no choice. Yes, like, you ain't got no choice. Like, sometimes you really don't have a choice. That dude was just popping up and threatening the whole family. And you know it, you know where people live. And I think about it, I'm lying. You know where my loved ones live, you gotta go. You gotta go. Especially if you got the audacity to threaten them. What, you threatening my people? Everybody gonna die. Oh, is we? I will show you what it means. You gotta get them. Are they gonna get you? F smoke your stupid A. What do you mean you would smoke me like F? Why are you playing like that?
Dude popping up and threatening the whole family and you know, and you know where people live. You know where my loved ones live. You gotta go. you got to go. Especially if you got the audacity to threaten them. What? You threatening my people? Everybody gonna die.
Now, Tan did not only talk about her abusive relationship on the podcast alone. Remember when I earlier mentioned she promoted the album about her ex and brags how it has gotten more than 100K views? Well, let's briefly analyze the songs in that album, and it was a contributory factor to her death. In one of her songs, the lyrics express feelings about trust issues, how betrayal cuts deep, especially when it comes from those we trust the most. In the world of relationships, whether personal or professional, the sting of betrayal can leave lasting scars. The lyrics above, although raw and intense, reflect a common sentiment: the pain of being deceived by someone close.
Never get a call again. It's really Snake, gotta watch who you call your friend.
In another song, her lyrics says, imagine someone tries to end your life over principles. They confront you, showing they're serious. This is my reality. It's become a part of my life. I'm an individual. Once someone shows their true colors, you'll never hear from them again. You have to be careful who you trust. I'm unique, standing out in my red and black attire. I call the shots like Harley Quinn. I don't worry about former partners, it's about respect. I'm in charge and can connect with influential people. I don't need to do that again. I show up strong and confident. I can handle tough situations, even legal ones, with my strategies. I have the skills to outsmart and outmaneuver anyone. Her words painted a picture of navigating through treacherous waters where friendships turn sour and trust is shattered. Lines like "I've faced challenges, stood my ground. I've seen betrayals from those I trusted. It's a cold reality. I'm on my own path, not following others. I'm focused on success. I won't be distracted by unnecessary drama. I choose my company wisely. Loyalty is rare, and I've been let down before, but I keep moving forward, leaving the past behind. I'm not here to please everyone. I stay true to myself. I've learned from my mistakes and grown stronger."
Don't call my phone if it ain't blues. I don't follow nobody cause I make rules.
Yet, amidst the betrayal, there's a resilient spirit that shines through. The Declaration of Independence and self-reliance, "I'm a boss, baby, I get mine," illustrates a determination to rise above the turmoil caused by disloyalty. This resilience echoes a universal truth, that despite the hurt, there's strength in reclaiming one's power and moving forward. But unfortunately for her, tragically, her life was cut short.
Niggas to the curb, I've been calling the karate. Got my story on mute, but somehow they be watching.
The incident unfolded in Oakland on Saturday afternoon during the grand opening of a beauty store where she lost her life to a shooting. Another person was injured in the incident, and the Oakland Police Department is still trying to find out who shot the victims. They have not caught anyone yet. Family and friends gathered outside Glamour Beauty Supply in Oakland. Many were crying as they remembered Tanda God, the local rapper and businesswoman who was KED. Tan had posted on Instagram to her almost 20,000 followers just before the shooting. She had also told her followers about the opening event a week before. She said she would be at Glamour Beauty for a meet and greet. The shooting happened at the strip mall on 40th Street and Telegraph Avenue around 5 p.m. People who were there ran into a nearby donut shop to stay safe. A man who works there and did not want to say his name talked about what happened. "I heard some shooting. I thought it was part of their music," he said. When Oakland police got there, paramedics found one person who had been shot. That person died at the hospital. Another person who had been shot got to a different hospital later. Bay Area rapper and someone who helps others, Mr. FAB, wrote about the shooting. He was supposed to be at the event too, but he didn't make it. He also wrote that he will always remember Tan as someone who worked hard to get what she wanted. Speculation among fans arose regarding any potential connection to her death. However, authorities have not verified these rumors. Some fans referred back to the interview she had with Kid L and how that podcast put her in harm's way. But Kid L shut down the gossip, saying, "Rest in peace to Tanda God, who was unfortunately gunned down at her meet and greet in Oakland, California. Our prayers are with her and her family. We've seen a lot of people say cruel things about her fate, but I've had multiple conversations with a woman that was scared for her family and would protect them at any means necessary," he wrote on X. The thing is, the shooting didn't just happen out of nowhere. Tan was definitely getting a threat, but she took it lightly. I mean, in her podcast section, she explained after the incident with her ex. She made an appearance at the court in LA, but during those times, she was very careful not to eat or drink anywhere. Okay, I'm trying to tell you they're trying to K us all the way from LA. I'm trying to tell you they're trying to what? This ain't into everything you like, drink, eat, they're trying to get us. And that's how I knew that that wasn't the end that got smoked, that it was a whole nother end. Like I'm telling you, she said,
"I'm trying to tell you, they trying to everything you like, drink, eat, they're trying to get us." And that's how I knew that wasn't that got smoked, that it was a whole nother.
Tanda God had previously expressed feeling unsafe in Oakland, which led her to tour in other states like Virginia, New York, and Texas. In an interview, Tanda God mentioned she felt she had to leave California temporarily to avoid getting into trouble or being harmed. Tanda God's death marks the 51st in Oakland in 2024, emphasizing the city's ongoing struggle with gun violence. It seems there is something about the internet that gets people to expose them. Apparently, Tanda God is only another name in a long list of celebrities that have ruined their career because they couldn't shut their mouths. Remember Julo Fulio and how he died because he couldn't keep his mouth shut? Or is it the killers of FBG Duck who couldn't stop themselves from self-snitching? For those of you who don't remember the FBG Duck case, here's some background. FBG Duck, a rapper from Chicago, faced a lot of trouble in his life. One of the saddest moments was when his friend Lil Mister was K-Ed. Lil Mister was also a rapper and part of FBG's group. He often made songs that insulted rival gangs. His death was a huge loss for FBG Duck and made their feud with other gangs even worse. The fight between FBG Duck and rival gangs was very personal. It wasn't just about gang territory or reputation. Both sides had lost friends and family members to the violence. This loss kept the cycle of revenge going. Even with all the danger, FBG Duck continued to rap about his life in Chicago. His songs talked about the tough realities of gang life, including the constant violence and feuds. Sadly, FBG Duck's connection to the gang life led to his own death. In August 2020, he was shot and K-Ed in a targeted attack while shopping in Chicago's Gold Coast neighborhood. This area is known for its nice shops and restaurants. On that day, Duck was shopping for a gift for his son. He got out of a car driven by his girlfriend and stood in line outside. Suddenly, 4 people got out of cars and started shooting. Duck was hit multiple times and died later at a hospital. His 2 friends were also shot but survived. People are still unsure about why Duck was K-Ed. Some think it was because of ongoing gang feuds. Others believe it might have been random violence. The police think Duck was targeted because of a video he made called Dead Bees. In this video, Duck insulted dead members of a rival gang, the Black Disciples. The video had over 21 million views on YouTube, and the police believe it made Duck a target.
I said, kick on him. If we ever said it's up there, I swear to God we mean it.
Duck's video Dead Bees included insults towards 9 deceased Black Disciples members. This likely angered the rival gang. The FBI reported that an informant told them someone in the Black Disciples offered $50,000 to anyone who K-Ed Duck. This bounty was later increased to $100,000. Now, after Duck's death, the K-Ears made a big mistake by bragging about it online. They posted on social media, showing off weapons and admitting their roles in the M. This arrogance helped the police gather evidence against them, so essentially the very individuals responsible for FBG Duck's demise ended up sealing their own fate through their sheer stupidity. Rather than laying low and evading justice, these so-called gangsters made the colossal mistake of self-snitching. Yes, you heard that right. They incriminated themselves by bragging about the crime on social media, unwittingly providing the authorities with the evidence needed to ensure their swift capture and sentencing. It was a foolish move that would cost them their freedom, their futures, and their lives as they knew it. I mean, just look at this.
Okay, he's like, you got anything about FBG Duck? You know what I'm saying? You know about Troy. That's it.
You'd think they'd be sensible after hearing people like Tanda God speak on this issue. The radio host once said, why do you rappers get online and tell on yourselves, okay? Don't get me wrong, I'm happy when y'all do, Charlemagne continued, because you make law enforcement's job so easy, and I want that criminal element off the street as well. But what part of your brain makes you think that's okay? I've been on this radio for years telling you that what you do online will get you jammed up offline. FBI stands for Facebook and Instagram. Continuing, Charlemagne said, all you rappers who get on these social media platforms and talk about your ops you unalived. The feds are listening. They're watching. Seeming even more pissed, he further said, all you rappers who get on these social media platforms and talk about smoking your ops pack, or whatever the hell y'all young boys say, so, in the words of Charles Barkley, I guarantee you going to prison. Social media has become a dangerous tool in gang wars. Gangs use it to boast about their violent acts, which only fuels more violence. However, this also gives the police valuable clues. In this case, the KER's social media posts helped law enforcement track them down. The police used advanced techniques to analyze the social media content related to Duck's M. They identified the people involved based on their online activity. 6 people were found guilty of M-daring FBG Duck: Marcus Muop Smart, Christopher C. Thang Thomas, Kenneth Kenny Mac Robertson, Charles C.M. Liggins, Carlos Loss Offord, and Ralph T.Z. Turpin. They were charged with M in aid of racketeering and conspiracy to K-Duck. So yeah, it wasn't just Tanda God. Social media just gets some people crazy and ready to ruin their lives. Anyways, the story of Tanda God shows how personal losses and revenge can keep the cycle of going. Despite their tragic ends, their stories highlight the harsh realities faced by many in the music industry.